my name's Danika, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through a fun-filled yoga routine. We're going to start off with a sun salutation and then finish with a breathing exercise, and we're going to do a bunch of cool yoga poses and activities in between. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm really excited and I hope you guys are too. This should be really fun, and I want to show you guys how much fun exercise is and how good it is for your bodies. Yoga mainly targets more of your muscles and not as much as your heart rate. It'll also help your balance and other things like that. You'll feel it in your legs, your arms, your core, pretty much everywhere. Okay, here we go. We are going to jump right into it and get started. So first off, like I was saying, we're going to start with a sun salutation. And this is kind of a routine of different poses and different movements that are all yoga focused. So here we go. You're going to follow after me. We're going to do it 3 times. In yoga, the number 3 is a very stable number, and you do a lot of movements in sets of 3. So here we go. You can watch me the first time, or you can jump right in with me, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to stand at the end of my mat. If you have an end of your space, you can stand there too. And then I am going to take my hands just besides me, and this will be the first motion. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to lift them up into a big circle, and then down in front of your chest. Then you're going to do a slight back bend, also known as a crescent moon in yoga. Then go ahead, forward fold, hands by your feet, step both feet out. You're going to go back into downward dog. We're going to hold this for a couple of seconds, just like this. Try to push your heels towards the ground, shoulders away from your chest and body. And then you're going to go ahead, bring one foot up by your hands. For me, it's going to be my right foot. Then stand up. And this is going to be a very common movement that we do. You're going to take your hands and do a big circle. And then back down towards your chest. And then hands back on the ground, into a plank, bring the foot back into a plank position. Back to downward dog, pushing the heels towards the ground. Then back into a plank. Bring the other foot up towards your hands, just like this. You're gonna go ahead, lift your chest up. Hands here. And a big open circle. And then bring your hands down towards your chest. Just like this. We're going to hold this for a couple of seconds. And then when you feel ready, hands back on the ground, foot back into downward dog. Just like this. Then back to plank and go into cobra. For cobra, your toes are going to be pointed, your chest is going to be facing forward. Keep your head up high, push your shoulders away from your ears, just like this. And hold here, deep breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Then, when you're ready, you're going to push back up into downward dog, pushing the heels towards the ground. Then back into plank. Pull both feet up towards your hands. Straighten the legs and roll the hands up your legs. Stand up. Go back. And then hands towards the chest. Good job. So that was one rotation or one repetition. Now we're going to do 2 more. So we'll do a total of 3. So here we go. Hands here, you can follow along this time. Make sure while you're doing this, you're taking really deep breaths and getting really calm. Hands here, open up, big circle, bringing the hands down back to the chest, rolling all the way down, hands on the ground, bringing both legs back into your downward dog. Just like this, pushing your butt up towards the sky, heels towards the ground. Then, once you're here and you're feeling good, you're gonna go into your plank, bringing one foot up. For me, it's my right foot. It could be your left. Standing up, one big big circle with the arms, bringing them back down towards your chest. Then we're going to go ahead, put our hands back on the ground, bringing that foot back into that plank position, then going into downward dog, just like we've done before. Making sure to get a really good stretch in your calves or your lower legs. Then we're going to bring the other leg, go back into plank, bringing the other leg up. For me, it's my left leg. Standing up. Big circle with the arms. And bringing them back towards your chest. And we're just going to hold this for a couple seconds here. With this, you can go at whatever speed is good for you. Then we're going to go ahead, put our hands back on the ground, push that leg back, going from the plank to the downward dog, pushing the heels towards the ground, just like we have here. Then we're going back to a plank and into cobra, pointing our toes, lifting our chest up, pointing it straight ahead, lifting your head high, breathing deeply in through your nose, out through your mouth, getting a really good stretch in your lower back, your stomach, your arms, trying to push those shoulders away from your ears. And then we're going to roll back into our plank and then into our downward dog, just like here, just like this. And then once you feel good there, we're going to go back into our plank. Plank both feet up towards the hands, rolling all the way up, going back into crescent moon, and then pulling the hands towards the chest, just like that. So we're going to do it one more time. So we have a total of 3, okay? So last one. If you guys can remember it, try to do it on your own. But if you need to, feel free to look at me to get some reminders on what to do next. So here we go. We're going to start here. Open up the arms into a big circle. Pull them down to your chest, just like this. Roll back, pull back into crescent moon. Then you're going to go ahead, fold all the way forward, trying to keep your legs straight, and then go ahead, add a little bit of a bend. Go back into plank. Going then into downward dog. Just like this, pushing the heels towards the ground, shoulders up. Good job. Then we're gonna fall into plank, bringing one leg up. For me, it's my right, to get into a low lunge. Then we're gonna do one big circle with our arms and pulling the hands back into our chest. Taking deep breaths the whole time while we're doing this. The front leg should be a little bent, or your front leg should be at a 90-degree angle, and your back leg should just be a little bent or all the way straight. Now we're going to put our hands back on the ground, pushing that leg back, going back into downward dog, and then going back into our plank once we feel ready, pulling that left leg up, standing up, bringing our chest up into a lunge, and we're going to do one big circle with our arms. Here we go. One big circle, and bringing them back to our chest. Taking deep breaths. You're going to feel this in your legs. Here we go. Now we're going to put our hands back on the ground, push our foot back, going into downward dog. Readjusting our hands or our feet if we need to. Here we go. Then from here, back into plank, into cobra. Point your toes, lift your chest up high, face forward, pushing the shoulders away from the ears. Just like this. Taking deep breaths. Then once you feel a good stretch in your chest, your stomach, and your back, and your legs, your upper legs, you're going to roll back into a plank and then all the way towards downward dog. We're almost done with our sun salutations, everyone's doing really good. Here we go. Back into plank. Stepping both feet up towards our hands. Straightening our legs. Rolling our hands all the way up our legs with our body. All the way up. Going back into crescent moon. And then bringing the hands towards our chest again. So that was our sun salutations. We did 3 sun salutations. It was the same movements for every single one in the same order. You should feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more relaxed. Maybe some of your muscles feel a little bit used or a little bit stretched out now. And now we're gonna move into a fun activity where we're gonna take, one sec, let me grab it. We are gonna take this die and I'm gonna roll it. And then on every single side, it has a different pose. And so no matter the pose, we are gonna go ahead and do it. If it's a repeat, I'll re-roll. But if it's not, we're gonna go ahead and do the pose together. We'll probably do this about 4 or 5 times. So here we go, I'm gonna go ahead and roll it. So let's see what the first pose is. Okay, first pose we have tree pose. Let me hold this up so you guys can see. So there we have tree pose. So this is very common in yoga. You guys have probably, or maybe not probably, but have maybe done it before. So to do tree pose, you're gonna take one foot. So I'm gonna start with bringing my right leg up. We'll switch sides. And you can either put it on your ankle, on your calf, or all the way up here above your knee. And then once you're here, you're gonna take your hands and you can either put them central, out, up, whatever's good for you. I like to put them right here, central in front of my chest. And then we're just gonna hold it right here for as long as we can. If you ever need to, you can just put your foot down and then bring it right back up when you're ready. If you ever fall, just bring it right back up and keep on going. So here we go. Let's see if we can hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So you maybe also felt that on your calf right here, on the leg that was holding you up because you were trying to balance. Okay, so now whatever leg was up, you're now gonna put on the ground, and then you're gonna bring the other leg up and just hold right here. Remember, hands can be central, out wide, or up, whatever works for you. With these poses, you may have one side that you're better at or one side that you feel more comfortable on, and that's completely normal. So one side may be a little bit more challenging, but you got this, you can do it. Okay, let's see if we can hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more second. 1. Good job. Okay, so that was our first pose that we did. Now let's see what my next roll is going to be. So here we go. Next up, we have triangle pose. So this one requires a good amount of flexibility. Oh, there you go. So that's triangle pose. I think it's in focus. Yeah, so there we have triangle pose. I'll show you guys how to do it, and then go ahead and do it with me. So we're gonna take one foot, and we're gonna point it straight ahead, and then our other foot is going to be pointing like straight that way, okay? And then we're gonna put our arms like this, and then just fall forward almost, just like this, okay? And you can see that while I'm doing this pose, it's called triangle pose because I'm forming a lot of different triangles. I have a triangle between my legs, I have the one in my arm and leg right here, and this you'll feel a lot in right here, in this part of your leg, like right behind your knee area. And we're just gonna hold right there. If you feel like you need to separate your legs a little bit more, feel free to do so. If you feel like your arms maybe not as straight as they can be, try to make it more straight. Same with your legs. And let's see, let's hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So now we're gonna switch to the other side. So you're gonna point the other toe, make this foot point straight ahead, and then we're gonna go ahead, lean down, or put our arms straight out, then lean down, and hold it right here. Just like this, perfect, good job guys. So this one's not as much about balance. This one's more about flexibility because you'll feel it a lot, like I was saying, right behind your knee. Here we go, let's see if we can hold it for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, make your arms and legs super straight. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, I'm gonna roll it again. Let's see what we get. We have warrior pose. So this one's also pretty common in yoga. So there's warrior pose. I think it's in focus. There we go. So that's warrior pose. So we're gonna do this all together. It's kind of similar to tree pose a little bit because your feet are separate. So let me move this so you guys can see a little bit better. So one toe is gonna be pointing this way, and the other one's gonna be pointing this way, straight ahead. And then you're gonna go down into a lunge, just like this, and then your arms are gonna be straight out, and you're gonna look forward across your front fingertips. And you can go down into a lower lunge. Try to go as low as you can. Just like this. Good job, good job. Bend your knee as much as you can. Try to get a 90-degree angle here and try to keep the back leg as straight as you can. Nice work. Let's hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now I'm just going to straighten both legs, rotate my feet, and switch to the other side. So you're going to keep your arms exactly the same. And then just bend that front knee and look over your front fingertips. Just like this. Keep your arms as straight as you can make them and parallel to the ground. Nice. Keep it up. While you're doing all these poses, make sure you're breathing really well. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Nice, keep going, keep going. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, really bend that knee. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, here we go. Let me roll it and let's see what we get. We have camel pose. So camel pose is really good for your back flexibility. So as you can see, you're gonna have to arch your back a lot. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go down onto our knees just like this with your feet sticking out and just your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. And then you're gonna start arching your back. And you're trying to get your hands to touch right here, the heel of your feet. So, arch back and touch the heel of your feet with your hands. If you can't go all the way back, you can just stop here. But try to go all the way down and touch your hands to the heels of your feet. And look up towards the ceiling while you're doing this. Good job, keep breathing very deeply. This is really good for the flexibility in your back and in your spine and in your stomach too. We're gonna hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, we're gonna do one more, okay? All of these poses are really good for both strength, some of them for balance, and also some of them for flexibility. So it's a really good assortment of all different yoga poses. Okay, here we go. Let's see what our last one's gonna be. Okay, so it rolled and said downward facing dog, but we did a lot of that in our sun salutation. So I'm gonna roll one more time to see what we get. Here we go. Okay, up, we have chair pose. So here's chair pose. We're gonna be standing up for this. So what we do for chair pose is we're gonna stand just like this. You put your hands over your head, straight up, and then we are going to go ahead and bend our knees into kind of a squat position, but make sure that your hands are still up as high as you can go. So it's gonna look just like this. Your feet and your knees are gonna be just right next to each other, touching. And then your hands are above your head with a little bit of separation in between. Just like this. And to challenge yourself, go as low as you can go. Good job. This will really target right here, your upper legs. These are called your quadriceps. And then when you raise your arms, it'll target your shoulders and your back too. Also your lower back, you should feel a little bit. Right back here. Nice work. Let's hold this for 7 more seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, now we're gonna do some stretches that are called like twisting stretches. So these will be stretches that also be twisted. So here we go. The first one that we are gonna do is called dragon. So here's a picture of dragon. So what we're gonna do for dragon is you kind of see that it's like a lunge, like we also did a lot in our sun salutation, but it's a tad bit different. So I'm gonna go back and I'll show you guys how we're gonna do this. So you're gonna choose one foot. It can be either one because we are gonna switch sides. Then you put it forwards. You're gonna lean into that leg. So make sure your foot's far enough away so you can lean into it. And then your back knee is going to be on the ground, and so is your foot. And then you're just gonna put your hands above your head, straight up. This will be really good for your inner thighs and also right here, which is called your hips. So just like this. And if you have more flexibility, bring your foot out a little bit further away from your body. And just hold just like this. Perfect. Let's do this for 10 more seconds if you can. If you ever need to take a break, feel free to do so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So now we're gonna switch sides. So whichever leg goes forward is now gonna be back, and you're gonna grab your other leg and put it forward. And then you're gonna go ahead, lean forward, lean into that hip, put your hands above your head, just like this. And we're gonna hold it right here. Keep holding, good job. Really take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep going for 7 more seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna stay on the ground and we're gonna do rotating dragon. So that was dragon, but now we're gonna add a rotation to it. So I'm gonna twist around so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm gonna take one foot, put it out. I'm gonna start with the one I originally started with dragon. And then you're gonna take your opposite hand, put it on the ground by your foot, and then rotate upwards, lifting the arm towards the sky. Just like this, perfect. And really make sure you're still leaning forward into that front foot. You can look up towards your upper hand, shooting into the sky or into the ceiling. Just like this. This will give a good stretch to your back too, because now you're adding a rotation to it. You're adding a twist. Okay, we're gonna hold this for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, now you're gonna gently get out of that position and you're gonna switch legs. So just so you guys can see a little bit easier, I'm gonna switch directions too. But you're gonna take the other leg, put it forwards, just like this, into a deep lunge, like we did with regular dragon. Then you're gonna take the opposite hand, put it down on the ground, opposite hand goes to the leg, and then the other one's gonna reach straight up in towards the sky, or up towards the sky. You're gonna go ahead and look at your fingertips. Just like that. Perfect. We're gonna hold this for 10 more seconds right here. Keep leaning forward into that front leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So slowly bring your leg back and get into a comfortable seated position. So now what we're gonna do, we are gonna do a breathing exercise to just finish off. So we start with sun salutation, then we did some poses that required strength, balance, and flexibility, and then we finished off with some poses called stretch and twist, where we stretched out our muscles while adding rotations or twists to it. So now we're gonna finish with breathing, and we are gonna do a breathing drill called box breathing. So to do box breathing, what you're gonna do is you're gonna imagine there's a box in front of you, like a square, and we're gonna draw it together. So I'll do an example, and then you'll follow along with me. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe in through our nose while we're drawing this side. So we'll go, and then while we're drawing this side, we're gonna hold our breath, and then once we get here, we're gonna breathe out through our mouths, and then hold it, and then in through our nose again, and keep going. So you guys can join in with me whenever you feel good to go. We're gonna do this 3 times. So here we go, in through our nose, hold it, out through your mouth, hold it, and keep going, in through your nose, hold it, out through your mouth, hold it. Okay, one last time guys, in through your nose, hold it, out through your mouth, and hold it. Good job guys. So that's the end of our yoga routine. I hope you guys had tons of fun like I did. We did a ton of different yoga things, a bunch of poses, we did a sun salutation, we did a breathing exercise, all sorts of things. I wanted to show you guys how much fun exercising is, and it's also great for your bodies. There's so many different types of exercising that you can do. There's ones that get your heart rate up, like your cardio, and then there's ones that are a little bit more simple and not as intense, like this one, that's just strength and flexibility and things like that. But they're both so good for your bodies. So I hope you guys had tons of fun. Thank you for joining me. Nice meeting you guys.